All right, you guys, I am going live today. Let's see if we are able to go live on X again. Um, I wanted to talk about some things. Let's see. Black identity politics. It is really something that we're seeing play out right now, and I think it's important for us to discuss it. We're seeing more and more individuals claim Black. And in that, they're saying that at this point in time, even the recent arrivals are Black like us. Like, and we know that is not possible. Um, the majority of Africa does not, they've never ever said they was Black. So I just want to show it's Black History Month. Hi, yeah, I am Black history. Yes, we are. Many of us are Black history. We are the descendants of those that have done so many things in this country to help progress it. What first? Let me go back. Build it, develop it, and advance it into a first world superpower. And a great deal of those beings are part of our Freedmen collective, and we are the only Black people in America that have the culture, the legacy, the history, the lineage, as well as the patriotism. So I have to talk about Black identity politics right now. It is very important that we have a discussion about Black identity politics. And so we're seeing a great deal, at least on X, what I've seen on X, right? We have a great deal of melanated immigrants now that say that they are Black like us. And we are going to have to draw that hard line boundary. And I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh no, we should be unifying, and this is just divisive." No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not divisive in any way because, first of all, there was a willingness of these other beings to leave their country and come to our country, which we've been the only Black people in America for over 400 some years. And in that, we have all of these accolades, we have all of these accomplishments that really have contributed to this country's advancement, as well as we have, these inventions, innovations that have helped develop this society and this civilization that they cannot claim just because of melanin. It doesn't make any sense. So with that, I wanted to go over and let's talk a little bit about Black identity politics. So I have my list. I have an agenda. So I'm gonna get my agenda together, and we're gonna go over it because we are being attacked by these beings that say, "Hey, no, we need to unify. We need to be together." And at the same time, they're attacking us, and they're getting into our politics and attempting to dictate to us. And I'm witnessing a great deal of them lie about their lineage. They are actually to the point where they really want to say that they have ancestors here on the soil and that their ancestors said, no, you know what? Um, we don't we don't have this type of behavior and things of that nature. I'll tell you how all of this is coming about because been a specific individual I have known that she has been emulating or perpetrating, operating in our identity, and she's not our people, right? She's not a freedman. So we're gonna start out. We're gonna start out with the Black identity, and we're gonna start out first with the 14th Amendment. We're going to talk about the 14th Amendment because in the 14th Amendment, it states something, or at least the crafting of the 14th Amendment. There was a specific terminology utilized after the Civil War and emancipation for the freedmen, right? It's the freedmen. And we were still identified as Black. We've been identified as colored. I just found information from my ancestors that they were listed on their death certificate colored, but we know they were on the census as Black. Then we have people now wanting to attach to Black and African American. And all of these terms go under freedmen, specifically to the freedmen who are the Black people in America, right? The only Black people of America. The rest are coming here and they just recently came here. So I'm going to share my screen. And the first thing I'm going to do is share my screen on and talk about the 14th Amendment. And I want to talk about the 14th Amendment because we know in March, I do believe the end of March, beginning April, they will hear the case about the clarification and the interpretation of the 14th Amendment. And so we want to make sure that we understand, and I want to make sure people are educated on the 14th Amendment and what it means, right? How did it come about? And why are we having to deal with this again right now in this time, in today's time? Because now we have individuals or beings that are immigrating to this country, and they're saying that the 14th Amendment applies to them. And it does not. Not in the way that they want to claim that it does. And here, I want to highlight this, right? This is just a snippet of one of the senators, and he was out of Michigan, Senator Howard, at the time of crafting the 14th Amendment. I do believe this was 1868. And it's Congress, right? And they're going over the actual interpretation. This is recorded. This is, when I say recorded, it's been documented as it was written, right? Because it's a global record, and the global record is the documentation of whatever happened in Congress and what's at this point in time. So in this discussion, they asked the Senator Howard exactly what did he mean when he talks about how he crafted the 14th Amendment. Okay. And here we see it's highlighted, it's circled there, but I'm going to read up here. It says the First Amendment is to Section 1, declaring that all persons born in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the states wherein they reside. I do not propose to say anything on that subject except that the question of citizenship has been so fully discussed in this body as not to need any further elucidation. In my opinion, this amendment, which I have offered, is simply declaratory of what I regard as the law of the land already, that every person born within the limits of the United States and subject to the jurisdiction is by virtue natural law and national law is a citizen of the United States. So blatantly it states here, this will not, of course, include persons born in the United States who are foreigners, aliens, who belong to the families of ambassadors or foreign ministers foreign ministers accredited to the government of the United States, but will include every other class of persons. So he says it settles the great question of citizenship and removes all doubt as to what persons are not citizens of the United States. So this has been a long, great desideration in the jurisprudence of legislation in this country. So basically, here it states, he gives you a whole list. This will not include persons born in the United States who are foreigners, aliens, or who belong to families of ambassadors or foreign ministers. Now, I wanted to read that and make sure that you understand that he's clarifying. He clarified, right? Right there, what the meaning of the 14th Amendment is as far as citizenship and who is a naturalized born citizen, right? So yes, more tethers are cosplaying as FBA and Freedmen. Yes, and that's why I say we got to talk about this identity politics that is going on. Okay, is the screen? Can you see the screen now? It was going blank. Yes. Okay. So I wanted to start off with that so that we have some clarification, because we see right now there are beings going they're crashing out for illegal aliens. They're literally saying, forget the American law, forget the Constitution, forget the Immigration Naturalization Act. These beings are going to stay here. We want them on this soil, and they supposedly are citizens because basically they've had children on the soil, or their children are citizens because they're illegal, but they got their parents over here, right? We know DACA with Obama. We're going to get into this. We're going to get into this because but Obama is the first one that we have to talk about with identity politics, right? But we're going to, I just want to put that out there so everybody can see. It is written, it's in the global record. I'll link it up. I'll make sure you can go find it, link it up so you can read the entire global record and how they even came to this discussion. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. And then we're going to get into Barack Obama. I'm going to share my screen again because I want you all to hear this, right? I played this video before and I'm going to play it again because we are being attacked. And I know a lot of people don't like to talk about how things are going with immigrants, but at the end of the day, we have to talk about it. We cannot ignore that we're being attacked, and we're being attacked via our identity and our politics. So that Black identity that everybody wants to fight us over right now, a lot of them are in our politics. And we can talk about the Epstein files or whatever, but I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna share my screen again. I'm gonna show you a little snippet of someone that is out on X right now in spaces, claiming that she is us, and she's not. She's not a Freedman. She's not a Black American, right? Making some disparaging remarks at the same time. So I really want to say Chosen Dreams, thank you. I had an account where previously this individual was outed as not being us. And of course, my account has been suspended. So I couldn't go back and retrieve the information. But Chosen Dream did some research for us, y'all. And look what she found. She sent this to me and I really appreciate it. I agree. Changing ourselves to become accepted comes at a serious cost. I think that the cultural diversity in Jamaica and everywhere should receive respect. Too often people act like we are inferior because of the way we speak, and it just isn't right. So thanks so much for reading your thoughtful, kind comment. Now, you see her name is Dr. Allison Wilkes, and she is going around and she's speaking on our politics. She is speaking on our reparations. And what did Dr. Claude Anderson say? The more and more of them that supposedly includes themselves as us or into our collective, then the majority white dominant society would say, what you need reparations for? Right? You are annihilating your own reparations claim. She is a notorious offender. I'm going to go back and show. I just wanted people to see that this is something she's outed herself. She's admitted she's Jamaican. Okay. Now we're going to go and we're going to look at what she's posted about Africans, people of African descent. Right? Everybody wants to put this African on us in our country. right? We the Americans. Africans sold people. So when they sold people in a slave trade, then those bonds and ties were severed, right? How can we be African in 2026 all of a sudden? And we've been in America and we've been here, we built America. We're Americans, right? Authentic, original Americans. We've gone through an ethnogenesis here. We are an admixture, amalgamated people with various admixtures of African tribes, native tribes, and also European nationalities, whether it's Scottish, whether it's Irish, whether it's British, UK, English, whether it's Portuguese, Spaniards. We got European, right? French, Louisiana. Y'all, she's claiming she's Creole. Okay, let me get into it because and then we got to get to Obama. But this is the motivation for this particular for this particular discussion today. I could not continue to go without having this discussion. It is just that time. We cannot continue to operate where we have others claiming our identity, claiming our history, claiming that they too have been harmed and discriminated against when they literally came here. They have homelands. They could have stayed in their homelands and been just fine. They didn't have to come here. They with all the people of the same melanated people. So why would you need to come to this country and then complain about us, the natives, doing us? It doesn't make any sense, right? It's really illogical. So I want to go to her post. Let's see. I'm going to go to her post, you all, because she claims Africans, people African, everybody of African descent deserves reparations in this country. Now, we know reparations first and foremost, there's harms here, right? We experience certain harms that they have never experienced. But we see how they're taking our plight, right? And now applying it as if they lived through all of this and attempting to claim our history as their history. It's Black History Month, and they want to celebrate everyone but our people, right? They don't want to focus on us. Or if they focus on us, they're utilizing Black to focus as if they are us. So let me find this quote, you all, because we're going to get into it and why Black identity politics, we learned that it didn't work. It doesn't work. And we learned it didn't work or it doesn't work because of Barack Obama. Right? We fell to the trap of engaging and embracing certain beings. And what are we getting out of it right now? We're backstabbers. Backstabbers. No, nobody came to support us or stood in solidarity. But now all of a sudden, we all need to stand together. We all need to be together. We're all Africans. If we're all Africans, so are the white folks. Because they're a mutation of the African, right? If civilization started in Africa, then that means they're also African. So the entire world is African. That's the way I look at it. Not just certain beings are African. Okay, here we go. We just one big pot. But they got countries, y'all. They got countries, they got homelands. I know of Jamaicans, and they still over here trying to get West Side. I mean, like, come on now. Come on. They got land, they can do what they want to do, but all of a sudden, everything of ours here in America is theirs too. Okay? So here she is. She wants to highlight how we're all the same and that there's no differences, but there are multiple differences in our people and the rest of the recent arrivals. I really want to let's see. We're gonna scroll on down and we're gonna look and see how it's one big humiliated pot. We're all black. So therefore, we're all African. Okay. But then not even knowing the history, not even willing to learn the history. Okay, here we go. If you hate Africa, block me. My enslaved ancestors came from the continent, and only self hating Black person would deny our heritage or express disdain for the motherland. Okay. She had you fooled for years. I thought, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. She is not us. She is not Freedmen. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. Now, we as Freedmen, we know, or we've learned the truth, right? We know that the Africans were partners with the Europeans in the slave trade. We also know that the Europeans were attempting to get the Africans to stop the slave trade, right? And they said, "Oh no, we're gonna continue to do this." And we also know that the Arabs also were a part of slave trading. We also know right today there's slave trading happening discreetly in some ways, right? But it's happening in Arab and Africa, right? Arab countries and Africa. So we have this being that attaches itself to us via our uh, ethnic identifier. And we'll go through the history of how our ethnic identifier is an antithesis to white, right? How it all came about in this country for us, and why we are protecting Black. Like Dr. Claude Anderson said, right? It is part of our culture, it's part of our identity because of things that have happened here in this country. However, they're just using Black when they come here to this country. They know nothing about race until they come to America. If excuse me, if Africans were already Black and knew they were already Black and didn't, embrace Black as their Black country or Black nation or whatever, why aren't they Black? Why isn't it the Black continent? It's Africa. It's named Africa. They're African. And then they have different tribes. And their tribes still don't say Black. So we got this is what I'm talking about. Okay, we got more and more of these beings saying that, you know what, we're all Black people. There's a global Blackness. There's no global Blackness, right? Because we're right here in America. The only global Blackness would pertain to us Freedmen, the only Black people, really, I will say in the world, but definitely the only Black people in America that is American, right? So a founding population of America. If you just go through and see some of the things she's saying, America owes Black people reparations. The states owe Black people reparations. France owes Black people reparations. The United Kingdom owes. No. You have a country, right? The British left Jamaica. They left you in Jamaica with land. Yes, exactly. They left them. They got some reparations as well. So why in the world are you on my soil talking about my reparations, our reparations, Freedmen reparations? We got ancestors that was talking about reparations before you even came to this country on this soil. Right. So I just want to highlight it's irking me. I have to talk about it. And I hope everybody else join me in talking about this because I think it's very, very important in how we have beings coming to this soil now that want to claim everything that is ours as theirs. And in doing this, they're getting into our politics. What do I mean by that? Let's start with Barack Obama. Let's go to it. Let's talk about Barack Obama. Barack Obama had us fooled, y'all, right? Barack Obama, because he's the first example of Black identity politics. He ran for president. Many of us were gung-ho, excited, because we had never ever had a Black man as a president, right? So we was like, oh, we're gonna support Barack Obama. He's Black, right? They were telling us he was Black. Many of us did not know that he had a Kenyan father. His father's Kenyan. We knew his mother was white or Caucasian, and she's from here, right? But we didn't know Barack Obama's father, and I'm talking about his father. I'm not his stepfather, that was already very rich and well off. We're talking about, we thought that his father was a Black man. Well, the Black man wasn't a Black man. It was an African, right? And I'm playing this on so y'all can see something. I'm putting that. I put these two on the screen for a reason, right? And he said he was from Chicago, right? They were grooming him. They groomed him to go into the Black community and act as if he was an activist and an advocate for Black Americans. And then what we didn't know was that his father was a Kenyan that worked for the CIA. Okay? Now all the truth is coming out, right? Now, I put this on the screen so y'all can see these two right here for a reason. Because who else has been trying to say that they are Black like us? She washes her greens in the bathtub, right? We saw her washing greens in the bathtub. This is a part of the Black identity politics. And it's orchestrated. Right? We went all in with Barack Obama because we wanted a Black man. We really felt it was time. We supported him. And then he had Michelle, right? She was another selling point. Michelle Obama. She's Black like us, Chicago, family from American, right? Real Black Americans, Freedmen. So, we went with it. And now we see the play, right? The play is in politics is to get someone that looks similar to us, right? Don't have the history. They not really a part of our community. And then we make it seem as if they too are Black, right? That's what's happening. Kamala Harris. Had Kamala Harris won the presidency, do you all think I foresee, I would have foreseen that you would have a lot of Indians, Brahmin Indians, Hindu Indians coming over here saying they were Black. Would you not? Right? Hook, line, and sinker. Yes, they would have been saying, oh, I'm Black too, like y'all. And then they already coming in trying to take over, right? So then you will have more importing of them in positions, which they're doing. Y'all, I'm going to tell you, the Republican Party out of Texas, it ain't no Black man leading the Republican Party out of Texas. And we know our ancestors built the Republican Party and a part out of that state of Texas, right? It ain't us. That's not a representation of us. I'm seeing more and more of them operate in this Black identity politics, and then we get nothing because they get their numbers up and they take care of who? Their people. And they're on our soil. And these are our resources. We have the contributions and the equity in this country, not them, right? So That was one. We're gonna, Kamala Harris is the other one. We see her, how she moving. She black like us, and she went to a HBCU, and now all of a sudden, she's blacker than us, and she know what's best for us. But hold on. What did she say? Y'all know what Kamala Harris said, don't you? Oh, y'all know. I'm gonna have to play the video. Hold on. I'm gonna have to play this video. On reparations. What did she say? Oh no. Hold on. Did I lose my? I hope I didn't lose my live. But okay. So my the phone just rang. Sorry. But I wanna show Kamala Harris and what she had to say. Oh, play it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it on here because we have to hear what these people would say to us, but they represent. They will go and represent everybody else, but us. But they operating in our identity. Barack Obama, right? What did he do? He said he couldn't be the president for everybody. He had to be the president for everybody. However, in being the president for everybody, he made sure certain groups did receive certain benefits. And that was when we didn't get anything. And it has been since. We have had, they've been playing black identity politics with us, where we're helping to elect these beings that get into political power on our soil, and they don't represent us at all. And then tell us that we have to join with others to get anything that is ours. No, that's just not how this goes. Because to me, it is ours. And we must make sure at this point in time, we take everything that is ours. Take it all. Let them go and bootstrap for whatever it is they need from the soil. They already are given the opportunity to do better and do some things for themselves. So it's time for them to bootstrap and quit leeching onto us, because that's exactly what's happening. They're leeching onto us, right? To get our resources, to receive our benefits, and then give it to others. Okay, you see a black screen? How about now? Because I'm seeing it up on my screen. Is it still a black screen for you all? I'm gonna type in the chat. It takes a moment for it to convert over, I do believe. Anyone see it? See, you can see it now? Okay, perfect. I wanted to make sure you could see it because now I will play it. I want you all to hear what she had to say when they talked about reparations. I'll play it from the beginning.
Do you support reparations for Black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners. because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country. Right?
There you have it. No, whatever you get, everybody gonna get, right? We giving whatever you give or get. We gonna make sure the word, every word salad, no dressing. I like that. Nobody else is gonna get anything. You're not just gonna get anything, okay? Basically, anything you get, you're gonna have to share with everybody else. But we're a founding population of this country. We have equity and astronomical accomplishments and accolades in helping this country to advance itself and to become a first world nation, being the wealth of this nation. You all, everybody is coming here on our backs. Our great ancestor, Toni Morrison, literally was warning us that everybody is coming here and getting everything off the backs of the Blacks. That's what she said. Put it in Time magazine, right? So now we have all of these other beings now operating in our Black identity. They're now trying to tell us that our 14th Amendment, our birthrights, are for everybody else that want to cross the border. And that's just not how it works in 2026, you all. Mind you, in 2026. Never worked that way before. But all of a sudden, now in the last, 10 years, anybody want to cross the border and you have a baby, your baby is a citizen, but the parents are illegal aliens and the baby is a citizen. I'm going to keep saying it. How does that make sense? And the parents are responsible for their children. Okay, all right. That I had to play that so y'all can hear it from the horse's mouth. Nobody putting any words in her mouth. You heard it yourself. It's video, right? And then we're gonna go to one other thing, so we can understand the play all around us right now. I have to show this video because in this video, you will hear that they're targeting our children. They're targeting us. And it goes again to our Black identity. And then we're going to really get into some others that are operating in our Black identity. And I'm going to call them out. It's I call it the Congressional Black Caucus, but the majority of them are not us. If you don't know, now you know. And I'm going to show you. Okay? They're operating in our identity of Black. And we, again, Black is our ethnicity and an ethnonym, right? For us. But now they're saying they too are Black like us. And that is not feasible. It does not add up. So we got to make sure we highlight that these beings are coming to our country, and now they are attempting to operate in our politics, in our culture, everything that is ours. Even Black American History Month, they can't sit down and be quiet or acknowledge us and our accomplishments and our accolades in our country. Instead, they want to highlight that we're all Africans, or you all have seen the African colors, right? I know you've seen the African colors when they say Black History Month. And that in itself is offensive, highly offensive, right? So, okay, I wanted to go to this other particular video just to show you how individuals, let me see if I can find it. I might have to skip it for now. Let's see. how these individuals now are, oh yeah, hold on, I'm gonna have to go, I'm almost to it, where these other individuals, when you talk about reparations, how they act, they get out of their bodies, right? They're now want to tell you that reparations, they deserve reparations along with us. Now, we know reparations, first of all, we've had ancestors fighting for reparations before they came to the soil, specifically for us, right? They've never been, for everybody or everybody of African descent. That was never, ever the intention behind any of our ancestors when they spoke about reparations, including our great prophet, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. And we talked a little bit about that, or I put it out there on YouTube last week about him speaking about reparations as being the next phase of the civil rights movement. So it was never about everybody. And now we have these individuals or beings on our soil claiming that they're Black like us and they've been harmed like us. So therefore, they too deserve reparations. And they've never been harmed and they came here on their own. They can go back home and never ever have to deal with anything here on this soil, right? Why are you here? Why are you here? You can't deal with anything in America. Why are you here? Now, I want to play this again so that we understand that there's a concerted effort, right? There's a concerted effort right now to put immigrants into our mix and to claim our identity. And it's all around us in politics, right? And we're going to get to it because when we get to the CBC, honey, you're going to see so much. I'm going to break it down for you when we get to all of those in the CBC. But I'm going to play this video because this particular video, they literally say that it is the Black youth that is the problem. Okay? Because they know the Black youth are an extension of who? Us. Their parents. And we teaching our children what? To stand true in who they are. But we're gonna let's play the videos.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the Black community. Black Lives Matter starts there. I had last week a sit-down dinner at my house with 30 people, which are considered the leadership of the Black community. And it's very important people. They can be part of our doing an activity.
Dr. Clarence Thomas, who wrote the draft speech for Martin Luther King, I had a dream. He was his lawyer, he was his close friend, he's somebody that I reached out to, he became a very close and personal friend.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the Black community. Black Lives Matter starts there.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. But see, everybody is we're the targets. We are the targets, and they're targeting our youth, especially. We know that Barack Obama was groomed. I really was looking for that video where a man, I forget his name, I want to say it's Bill, I can't remember, I'm not even going to quote it, literally stated that they were grooming Barack Obama to be a leader in the Black community. And he won president. And he did nothing for Black Americans, nothing for the freedmen, right? But talk condescendingly to us, as Kamala Harris does, as many of these humiliated beings that are in our politics, even some of our own Black leadership that are freedmen, they do the same thing. They do the same thing. So they're following their lead, but we're gonna wake it up. So I'm going to show you another video where there are clips of a group of melanated immigrants that are operating in our identity, and they actively speak out against our reparations. Now, I'm going to repeat. The Constitution, the First Amendment of the Constitution, states that you have the right to file grievances for redress against your government. However, when we speak about filing redress for grievances against our government, we get a lot of pushback. And we get a lot of it in politics, right? A great deal of the pushback is coming from those in these political seats, right? And then for them to be the representation of our people, we've elected them, and they're the representation that we elected. And then they get in these political seats and say, no, I'm not going to support reparations. We can't do reparations, but you can do it for everybody else, right? Now, this is the Democratic Party I'm talking about, because they've been the ones we've been voting into power for the last 60 years. It has not been the Republican Party. I'm gonna just say that. Not that not to say that the Republican Party is about to give us reparations. I don't think with this Congress or anything like that is going to happen. This Congress right now, they're fighting our government just to remove the illegal aliens. There's no way I foresee anything like that happening in this Congress. However, we can delineate, we can ethno-aggregate, we can use the 14th Amendment to our advantage, right? Where we can make sure that we are receiving what's due to us and removing those that are playing Black identity politics with us. I'm actually hoping a lot of them are arrested anyway. But let's see if I can find this video, because I do want you all to see this video clip. Someone put it together, and I think it's wonderful in how they put all the clips together, and they highlight how the majority of the beings speaking on reparations and in these spaces or on the news or even if they're entertainers, they're speaking on us about our politics and what is good for us and what is not good for us, and they're not even us. They've not even had the experiences. It is not their culture, not their history, not their legacy, not their ancestors, right? That was over on this soil fighting. Dang, where's this video? I have so many videos, you all. I'm sorry. I think I may be getting close to it. I thought it was pretty close, but let's see. I'll get to that. But I mean, like, we have to address what is happening right now. The CBC is going all out for immigrants. They're going all out for immigrants. And we've had where they literally stated, I do believe Yvette Clarke stated that, you know what, the majority of her people in her district are immigrants. So she's going to represent them. Really? Is that how that works? But the Black Americans, I just found it. Black Americans have elected you. We've embraced you. And then as soon as you get elected, you turn your back on us. Right? You all about your people. You all about what your people can get from us. Yeah, we have to move smarter. In the chat, I agree with you. And we're going to do it right today. We starting to smarter right. Well, we've been moving smarter here in the last year, right? When we elected Trump, that was moving smarter. The beginning of moving smarter. Okay, let's listen to this clip, and then we're gonna get into some other.
How can anyone deny these facts? Why is it immigrants are not stopping reparations? My ancestors come from the Caribbean, and there were slaves in the
so
Caribbean,
maybe
and we
maybe you wouldn't
didn't
qualify for the American reparations.
well, here's the challenge. There are so many difficulties with trying to enact reparations, in part because the question is who gets them. Potentially, I could fall into that category. I honestly have called a pipe dream in the past, and I think that's what it is.
Well, it would be nice if there was an elegant, simple solution to all sorts of complicated problems. You're not actually talking about how to fix those problems if you're only talking about reparations. If we're only debating how we're going to parcel out responsibility for something that happened more than a century ago. And we're probably never going to do this. It's not clear to me why we're pursuing this thing.
Is it fair that there's no reparations, no restitution, nothing?
Should the Irish get reparations, by the way? Irish need not apply signs when they came here during the progressive era. I mean, how far do we want to take this down? Are we acknowledging that there are ugly spots in history? Because 60% of the world would be entitled to slave reparations if you wanted to play that game.
Well, here's a fact. Slavery ended 154 years ago. It's been a long, long time since we had slavery in this country. And you have people like my family. I'm Black, but my family came to the United States in 1962. My parents are from Costa Rica. Do I get a check?
I did a couple of essay contests that I actually won. And I won like NAACP AXO award for this essay and something else. I can't remember another, like I ended up winning money. And the essay was, do you think Black people should get reparations? And I was like, no, you didn't work for it.
Why are you so against reparations?
Valerie, it's a matter of a waste of time. We've got so much to do. And yet you have people who invest so much energy and attention on what I consider to be a dead-end idea, a dead-end movement.
If we were to pay reparations today, we would only divide the country further. We would insult many Black Americans by putting a price on the suffering of their ancestors.
Okay, I had to play it. I had to play that one. You can hear it, and for those that have never seen or heard this video, it's here. You can come and you can share it with your family, with your friends, so that they're very much aware that there are beings in our politics that are stifling our movement. They're stifling our politics, and then I'm gonna show you how deep it goes. Okay, let me bring up Miss Sheila Jackson Lee. Black identity politics, you all. This is what is getting us the Freedmen. It's getting us nowhere. We must separate. We must delineate. Because these people cannot in any way, shape, form, or fashion speak for us in dealing with our in our politics, right? Let me find the act. There was, oh, here we go. We know that Sheila Jackson Lee took over the reparations HR 40. And I want y'all to look at this HR 40. And they edited and continue to edit HR 40 because they really wanted to include others into HR 40, right? So, and then you heard them stating, oh, it's a pipe dream. It would never happen. But at the same time, we get something that is due to us. They will be in our faces with their hands out. Right? As they're doing right now. They're leeching onto us and whatever is ours. That's all it is. Because nothing here is theirs. They've never worked for anything to reach to have anything here that is considered to be ours. They're not even our lineage. They're not even our legacy. They just got here. Okay. All right. So I just want you all to see what HR 40 says and how, as you go through the document, it has nothing that says freedmen. Right? When our ancestors were emancipated and fought in the Civil War to free themselves, we have a status. And that status is freedmen. And it's acknowledged. And it's acknowledged by some of our Supreme Court justices. So I wanted to bring this up, and I want you to all to see how they use race. They're attaching to us via race, right? They're attaching to us by saying they're also African Americans. So here you have where they say racial economic discrimination against African Americans, right? We got to get Messy Jesse for that. That's a part of the game as well, putting us as African Americans, right? And just doing that without, and we don't even consent to the term, right? We don't consent to that. So in this, it's all about African Americans. And then as you move through the document, it will say descendants of Africans and their descendants. Well, we've moved beyond the African descendants to being American origin via freedmen. We're no longer Africans because also, again, I'll go back to it. We're amalgamated people with various admixtures as we went through an ethnogenesis because of slavery. And what happened in slavery? A lot of rape happened in slavery, right? That's how the majority of Black Americans have, at this point in time, we have a great deal of European DNA, as well as some of us have Native American DNA, right? Or American Indian DNA. So it's not just one ethnicity that we're made of. It's not just African. But they keep trying to put us in this African box, right? Here, they literally talk about the Freedmen's Bureau and they use failed African Americans when they should have been, even throughout this entire document, it should be freedmen. Freedmen. We know who the reparations are for. It's for the descendants of freedmen. It's very simple to me. It's not that challenging or not that difficult to understand. And I'm going to show you how it aligns with freedmen, right? But I just want to give you an overview of this document because of what they're saying. They continuously want to put us in the category and claim we are African. And I will say this, you all, there are many studies that were done on our people that they know that we're a new humankind. It's been stated in some of the research by anthropologists and by geneticists that have broken down our genetics, right? They have got our DNA. They know, and they've known since before the 1900s. So here we go. I'm going to stop sharing that. And I want to go to, let's see, there was Clarence Thomas. I'm going to highlight Clarence Thomas. I'm going to give Clarence Thomas his flowers as well, because Clarence Thomas literally said some things in his last, in this last case with the, what is it? The school. Hold on. Let me bring it up. So the on affirmative action and equal protection under the law for the Students for Fair Admissions, president and fellows of Harvard College. I'm gonna share this with you all because I think this is important for us to understand, especially with what's upcoming with the 14th Amendment. When they talk about the 14th Amendment, people know, at least Americans know, that is specific to the freedmen. And Clarence Thomas highlighted that. So here we go. I'm going to show you this and scroll down. It's his opinion. I was saying brief, but they give their opinions and it's still to me a brief or whatever. But I want you all to see something that Clarence Thomas stated in his opinion that he literally spoke about after this case. He literally speaks about Freedmen, right? Throughout his brief or throughout his opinion, he is speaking about the 14th Amendment. But the one that I want you all to really look at, where he clarifies for everyone. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go right here, though. He says Congress responded with the landmark Civil Rights Act of 1866, and he gives the statute number in an attempt to preempt the Black codes. Now, who experienced the Black codes? I don't think Jamaicans didn't experience the Black codes. The Bahamians experienced the Black codes? Because from what I understand, some of these other melanated immigrants could still come to America and still live life without being discriminated against. I mean, even Muhammad Ali talks about how the Africans could walk up into a restaurant and be served, but he's an American citizen that just won an Olympic gold medal for his country, and he was not able to be served in this same restaurant. It was not reciprocated to him. Okay? So I mean, where is this coming from that these beings are all of a sudden the same as us? I'm going to keep harping on it. In this, he talks about how even in the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America and Congress, that all persons born in the United States are not subject to foreign power, excluding Indians not taxed. So even during the time where they were amending the Constitution to add the 13th and 14th Amendment, even Native tribes, most of them were not citizens of the United States when we passed the 14th Amendment. Right? Yes, we are who our ancestors are, and we surely are. Yes, we are. They were not included in the 14th Amendment, you all, because they were still sovereign nations, and they created treaties that align with the Constitution because they too held slaves and had to emancipate the slaves because they had to align with the United States Constitution. But anyway, I want to get to the actual statements that he makes. This is Clarence Thomas, where he clarifies the Freedmen term. Let me see. Okay, this is a long read, but I do know I can go to this particular section, and we're going to get to it. I think it's section E. Yeah, that's C. I'm going to scroll on down to E. We get to E. You're going to hear something here. Okay. The slaughterhouse cases, that's another thing to study, because the slaughterhouse cases, they, again, we're delineated. This is all about the freedmen. Okay, so here, I want you to go here. I'm going to put my, let's see, I'm going to make sure. Oh, yeah, here we go. The Freedmen's Bureau Act then expanded upon the prior year's law, authorizing the Bureau to care for all loyal refugees and freedmen. Okay? Importantly, however, the acts applied to the freedmen of formally race-neutral category, because not Blacks writ large, and because not all Blacks in the United States were former slaves, freedmen was a decidedly under-inclusive proxy for race. Okay. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying right now? We can utilize freedmen. These others that claim that they're Black cannot ever utilize freedmen. Ever. And I'm going to drill it home, okay? Because any view rooted in modern conceptions and subordination. To the contrary, they explicitly clarified that the equality sought by the law was not one in which all men shall be 6 feet high. Rather, it strove to ensure that the freedmen enjoy equal rights before the law. such that man shall have the right to pursue in his own way life, liberty, and happiness. Okay, now, how does this apply to the recent arrivals? They don't. It doesn't. Has nothing to do with them, right? So when I look at freedmen, freedmen are the Black people of America that have been coming under the racial social construct because of Jim Crow, right? After emancipation, and we had some protections for a little while, right? With the Republicans. Yeah, I hear you, Treasury. We do need to share this with our Republicans. We do. You're correct. Because some of them are immigrants too that need to know American history. But I agree with you. So in this, they're literally stating, and he literally states that not all Blacks, because now they're using Black as a race, right? It's our race and ethnicity, but because race is a race, the racial social construct was created during Jim Crow, basically, or it was implemented again to harm us, the freedmen, during Jim Crow. This has nothing to do with those humiliated recent arrivals coming into this country and claiming Black. Because even then, the racial social construct still applied to who? The freedmen. Us. Has nothing to do with them. So why are they speaking about our reparations? And then on our soil, trying to deny us our First Amendment and 14th Amendment rights. That's what I see. And I'm hot. I'm hot. They up in here trying to shoehorn themselves into our culture, into our race and ethnicity, into our birthrights of the 14th Amendment, everything that is ours that we did work for, right? Because our ancestors and our elders, and we still are, we put in work, effort, and time into making sure this country advances itself. This is Black History Month, right? Oh, if I show you all of my page, just on my page, all of the ancestors and some of them that are elders that are still living today, on the technology that we're utilizing in this society, this modern day society that they built out and created, that's not a Jamaican. That's not a Bahamian. That's not definitely not an African, okay? I don't care where they're from. It's not a Nigerian. It's not a Cameroonian. It's not a Ghanaian. An Angolian. They don't have these inventions. They have not advanced this society. They don't even advance their own society. So how in the world you think you're going to come over here in America and advance something or rule over the people that do the work? Okay, anyway, I'm going to stop. Let me go to the CBC. Let me go to the CBC so y'all can know how they are moving at this moment. And you don't hear anything from the Black leadership except for, let's help the illegal aliens stay on the soil. That's all we hear from them. Because from what we have learned, and my eyes were open, the majority of the CBC are humiliated immigrants. Yes, they are. They're not right now in the CBC. The majority of them are humiliated immigrants. Hence the reason we must make sure we speak for ourselves. And here's the ringleader right here. Let me get back to this. Oh, I wish I could find that video of her. Hold on, let me share this because I found the video of her talking about she represents immigrants in her district. Everybody now can represent the people in their district, but the Black Americans that vote for them, that literally have embraced them, oh, we can't represent you, right? We can't represent you. Oh no, you whatever you got or whatever you getting, it's for everybody. Now y'all see this page? Y'all see this page? Okay. This is, I know for sure this is not us. Oh, let me go back. This is over the CBC, is a Jamaican, right? Let's see. About us. Now, at one point in time, they had on this website how they were all for immigration. They're all for helping immigrants. Let's see. Let's read through it a little bit. Let me see if this is not the page. But they are highlighting immigrants and supporting immigrants. And this is why the race, they keep putting race in front of us, you all. This is why they won't say Freedmen. Now we have Yvette D. Clark. And we know that Yvette Clark, let's see, I'm going to start. We know that Yvette Clark is Jamaican as well. And she's over the CBC. And they're all about making sure that they take care of the immigrants. And there was a video of her literally stating that that she was taking care of her community, and her community, it went black, okay. And her community is immigrants. And I want to find that video. Let's see if I can find it. And you all can hear it for yourselves. But she is gung-ho, is all about making sure that the CBC protects the immigrants. Now, we're American citizens. We're a founding population of America. Oh, here it is. I got it. Lord have mercy. Y'all wait. Okay. Let me play this. Let me play. Y'all can hear it for yourselves. You can hear it for yourselves. So please, let your family know. Let your peoples know. These people don't represent us. They're playing black identity politics, and it gets us nowhere because they're attempting to block us from what is ours. We should not be fighting immigrants for what's ours on our soil. Right? Hence the reason why I am all for us making sure that this current administration understands that we are delineating, we're ethno-aggregating, aka separating, and we would like to reconstruct and restructure or reestablish our borough of Freedmen and make it a borough of Freedmen affairs. And we have everything that we need and everything that is ours, resources, capital, minerals, whatever. We negotiate under that umbrella, right? For us, we have our own division of Health and Human Services. We have our own division of Trademark Patent Office. We have our own division of Civil Rights. We have our own mini government, basically, away from everyone else that is in our pot. Because as long as they're in our pot and playing black identity politics, we see what's happening, right? We know it's not going to end well. It's not going to do, it doesn't help us at all. And this is ours. We shouldn't have to fight others for what is ours anyway. So, okay, let's get to the video. I know she's moving her mouth and we want to hear what she got to say. I want y'all to hear what she got to say. I done heard it before. I'm over it.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. And those members could clearly fit here. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. And those members could clearly fit here.
Okay.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
She's claiming Brooklyn as her home. She's making sure migrants come to Brooklyn. and she wants to make sure they're in her district because of the redistricting of her area, right? So again, I'm just going through some of the things that came up, but let's listen to what she has to say here. Okay.
The United States is a nation of immigrants. And while some were captured and bought in shackles and enslaved in this nation earlier on and did not come of their own volition, this nation ultimately is a nation that has been repopulated over time by people who have come from around the world. That should be the basis from which all conversations about the future of this nation is conducted. Because when we get to the point in our country where some folks take ownership of it and others don't, we find ourselves in a bad place, a place where we have a person in the office who can marginalize, who can divide, who can conquer, and who can subordinate others within the nation. So I wanted to set that as a platform.
You all heard her say that we are immigrants. We Black Americans, okay, Black American Negro freedmen are immigrants. And this is a nation built by immigrants. And she has none ancestors that built America. Woo! Oh my God. Oh, the craziness, the insaneness that is going on with the Democratic Party, you all. Come on now. We got to do better. We got to do better. We got to get these people out of office. We need to be running for office. I'm going to go back to the CBC website so you all can see all of these beings that are not of us. They're not our people. And they're not going to do anything to help us. They're here to take what is ours. Because now they want to claim, again, you heard her. You heard her. She's claiming we're immigrants. She's claiming the freedmen that are written into the United States Constitution are immigrants. And that this country was built by immigrants. Right? We know that's a lie. There she is. I want y'all to make sure that your peoples know she's a Jamaican immigrant. She's a proud Jamaican immigrant of Caribbean heritage. And some of our people vote for her so she can get into this political seat. Okay, let's look at the leadership. I'm going to be nice when I say leadership. But we can see, we know this ain't us. Right? We know about her. She's us. I'm pretty sure he looks like us. I don't know about her. But when we go to, let's see, do we have the other members? Oh, Lord. Here we go. This is what I really want to talk about too. Now, we know this one. We know this one. We saw this all out for the immigrants the other day. Right? She getting out the car, going against ICE. Go against ICE. Okay? We know. And she out in California, where who's taking over in California in the politics? Who took over our neighborhoods, right? From what I understand, Watts is no longer Black American. Right? We've lost our neighborhoods. There's an article where we've lost over 500 communities over the last 45 years with the Democrats as they place immigrants in this country and now talking about immigrants built America. When we, the freedmen, our ancestors, right, were enslaved and built America. And even some of the free people that are our people built America. Right? Basically, freedmen built America, right? We built so many things for 247 years, how could what was the slaves doing for 247 years? Sitting on the porches, drinking sweet tea? Because I don't think that's not what was happening. And then the fact that they try to say that we're immigrants too in 2026, right? So you got these beings, and some of them been in office, you all, for over 30 years. For over 30 years. This one right here has a district out of South Carolina, still one of the poorest districts in the United States. And he's been in years. But everybody else can come to America and set up shop. They can set up towns. They can set up cities. They can do whatever they want. But all of a sudden, there's a problem when we say that, no, we have equity in our country. We have contributions, and we want our own. Away from all of you. There's a problem. Oh, no, they're Black too. You're African. Right? That's all we keep hearing. And let's go on down. Y'all need to hold some of your people accountable. Benny Thompson acting a fool in the hearing the other day. This one is not us. That's not us. He's Pakistani or something like that. That is not us. Okay? But Black identity politics is getting us. And then some of these beings are us and don't do anything. Oh, this one I heard is not us, Cape Verdean. Some of them came over back in the day, and he wants to go to President Trump, and all he wants to talk about is crime or criminal justice instead of making sure we receive resources. And by the way, he's a part of the Epstein bull BS. They got him literally sitting down with Epstein. I'll show you the picture. I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to show you. Hold on. We're going to get it up in here. We're going to show you that he's a part of Epstein. This one, you all. This one right here. Frederica F. Wilson. I live in her district in Miami, Florida. And I can tell you, she wouldn't even answer my email. She wouldn't sit down and meet with me. She wouldn't do anything. And I'm a part of her constituents. Okay? Yes. Oh, did the screen go black? Can you see? Did it come back up? I can see it on my computer, but maybe you can't see it. I just want to make sure. Yes, he warned our parents this would happen. And you know, when I get ready to close out, I'm going to play that Dr. Claude Anderson one more time. Are you there, Lorenzo? Can you see? I want you all to look at all of these CBC members. I want y'all to see. These are the beings. This one right here is all out here with she won't put for Black History Month. She has the black, green, and yellow flag instead of our at least our Black heritage flag. You know, you can at least put that out there with it. No, she wants to claim we're African too. And from what I understand, she's not us either. Okay? She's not Freedmen descendant. She's not of the Freedmen lineage. And we already know this joker right here. Right? He play games all the time. Now, mind you, the CBC also has Latinos. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, my gosh. Look at this. Just as I was talking about Latinos. You got little old Richie Torres that now want to claim he Black. Now, here's the game with the Hispanics and Latinos. They say that the Hispanic and Hispanic Latino is an ethnicity, so they can still use race of Black. Y'all hear me? They're not we got to start getting these Black people out of office, period. And we got to also make sure that we utilize freedmen. We've got to start utilizing freedmen and passing legislation specifically for freedmen. Yeah, we got to separate. We got to delineate, ethno-aggregate. already know about that one right there. All of a sudden, she wanted to claim black, did she not? Where we know Somalians don't claim black. Oh, I'm Somalian. They would never be black. But all of a sudden now, all the fraud, they're black. This is racism. No, it's not. You are racist. You've been racist to us, the freedmen. And black people, what they so-called black people, can be racist towards other fellow black people, right? We know this. We're witnessing it. We're experiencing it right now. Our own has been racist towards us. Raphael Warnock. Has he not been racist to our people? Ayanna Presley is racist to our people, and she's supposedly us. Now, I wonder sometimes, though, if they really us. I hadn't done a deep dive. I'm going to say right now some of these that are on the screen are us. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Woo! Ratchet Crockett. Ratchet Crockett, right? We know, even if she is us, we ain't claiming that. We can't claim that because that's not how freedmen get down. That's not how Black American Negro freedmen get down. This one was indicted for fraud, and she's out of Florida, Haitian, right? But they using black. They are using black. This is the black identity politics. While they steal and take our resources and then set up here and tell us we're not worthy after we have been doing the work, after we have stood here and fought every war for our country. Come on, y'all. We got to do better. We got to do better. This right here literally voted. He's Cuban. Literally voted to keep a lot of them on this page. Let me just say this. A lot of these beings on this page that are part of this Congress or a Black caucus voted to keep child sexual offenders, illegal alien child sexual offenders on this soil in your community, around your children. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. So yes, she is. Frederica Wilson is Bahamian, and she wanted to team up with Mark Rubio for legislation for Black boys, which all the money went to the Bahamians and other immigrants, didn't go to the freedmen children or the Black Americans, the real Black people of America. Didn't go to us. Yeah. Yes, they kept these child sexual offenders and criminals in your neighborhood, because where did they put them? They put them all in our Black American Negro freedmen neighborhoods. Look at Chicago. Look at California. Look at New York. Right? They're putting all of these beings in our spaces, taking us off our land, and now saying that America was built by immigrants. And they ain't got no kind of inventions or innovations, have never fought any war for this country, have never done anything for this country. But they've been immigrants. They'll take everything. They've been taking all of our resources. And then on top of that, you all, we have to acknowledge that they've been receiving U.S. aid. Their countries have been receiving U.S. aid from our government, which is our tax dollars. Now they're on our soil talking about they deserve everything that is ours. So yes. So exactly, why come they can't fight for and build their own homelands since they're so great? I'm gonna stop you. I had to go through that and show you all. This is what I mean by Black identity politics and the immigrant infiltration. We've been infiltrated by immigrants, and now they're attempting to rewrite American history, revise it, and put themselves in it. Right? As if they've been here, which means that they have a plan to get rid of us and make us the permanent bottom class in our country. And I'm not going for it. And I don't care what nobody say. I'm down with Trump for Americans first. Because I am Black history, right? We've been here. We know what's up, right? We got plenty of ancestors that were warriors and patriots of this land. And we know how to get down. And I'm ready to, hey, I'm all about political gangbanging, baby. I'm all about it. Because you're not going to come here and take what's mine for my next generations. I already got 2 generations behind me. And all of this work and everything that came before is mine because it's my ancestors and I represent them today. Right? Come on now, y'all. Cannot let these punks punk us on our soil. That's where I'm at. I'm over it. Some of the stuff has been said about us. That lady, I shouldn't call her a lady, but what she was saying and all of that propaganda she's spewing out here on the internet, and then other immigrants teaming up with her, and they're trying to say that we're a cult because we stand on our business and we stand on our lineage and our heritage. We're a cult. FBA's our cult. Yeah, right. Well, guess what? Since we're a cult, I won't see you fight us for America. Let's see how that goes. Let's see what happens. Because we're not, the Black American Negro freedmen are not the only ones understanding that there is a coordinated effort for immigrants to come over here and try to take over America. Because guess what? There's some in white America. They get it. They're getting it. They're understanding. They're seeing the play as well. And I sure enough will team up with them. Now, we got to talk with them. Now, we know we got to talk with them because we ain't finna leverage. We ain't finna go out here and not get something from this, right? Because we already been saving America. We saved America in Civil War because they were fighting each other, right? They needed our ancestors to come in and help the Union to beat the Confederates. And we beat the Confederates. And we saved America. And we freed ourselves, right? Our ancestors did that for us. So I'm about to listen to no immigrants talk about America built by immigrants. You ain't shed no blood for America. You ain't did nothing for America. We're not finna get down like this today. No, we're not. Not in 2026. Hold on, I'm gonna share a couple more videos and then I'm gonna have to shut it down, you all. But this was heavy on my mind, and I said, you know what? I have to do a live today. I have to do a live today and talk about this because it's continuing to metastasize. That's what I'm seeing, and I want our people to understand that what they're doing is fear mongering. And they're attempting to get into position. They're attempting to get into position to rule over us in our country and take our resources. But they won't do this in their own country. But we know why they're doing it here, right? Because you have a larger group of them from every other ethnicity that are coming here, that are doing this. They're teaming up. So, and I want you all to remember that Hispanic and Latinos has never been a Black and brown coalition. Never, ever been a Black and brown coalition. And when you see people talking about a Black and brown coalition, please know that they are not working on our behalf. They're helping to erase us, right? Oh, okay, I got to play this video right here. Y'all got to hear this video right here. This exchange with Whitney Yates and this Jamaican guy, priceless. Hey, sister stood on it. She stood on it, and that's what we got to do every day with these folks and let them know you don't get to come over here and tell us nothing. But let's this is what we gotta wake it up. We gotta wake
slave
it
trade.
up.
I understand that you're not a
This is not true. It's not true.
Okay, let's listen to this exchange, and we're going to close out with Dr. Claude Anderson, because he definitely told us to play. Here we go.
Michael Blake.
I am, okay, I'm going to frame my answer based upon our different experiences. As soon as you said that you were a Jamaican American, it immediately let me know your relationship to this country. And so because your relationship to this country is that you were an immigrant and your family wasn't imported through the slave trade, I understand that you're not a descendant.
It's not true. It's not true. Let's just stop there. Don't say anything about my family. I was born in the Bronx. You're about to say some nonsense right now. Yes, let's not even get the process.
I'm sorry. I want to make it bigger. Sorry.
As a Jamaican American born in the Bronx, let's keep it.
He's born in the Bronx. Stated he is a Jamaican American. I didn't state that. I'm not a Jamaican nothing. I am a Freedman. I'm a descendant of chattel slavery. Me, Whitley Janae Gates, my family. There is no Jamaica. There is no Caribbean for me to go back to. So his proclivity and how he sees this country is a descendant of chattel slavery. Completely different. So of course he wants more immigrants here. Of course, immigration, specifically illegal immigration to him, as he stated, is a sign of growth. Of course, he believes that we should be utilizing our tax dollars and our resources to support people who've come over here, who've broken the law to be in this country, because it benefits his family. It benefits the story.
Yo. You can have a policy conversation. I'm gonna say this again. It's the third time your comments have referenced my family. I just want to be real clear. You can have any policy. You can have any policy comment. I'm just saying.
I'm talking about his Jamaican American lineage.
So let's respectfully leave family out of it.
Let me say.
We're only going to talk about his lineage, which is Jamaican American, which is what he
But you literally phrased about crime and illegal, and that I supported illegal immigration because we're families. Like, just again, if you want to talk about policies, you can do policy.
Let's just keep it policy then. Let's keep it policy.
I haven't even gotten to crime yet. I'm talking about illegal immigration and utilizing our tax dollars and our resources to fund and support illegal immigrants. I'm not talking about people who came here with papers. I'm talking about illegal immigrants, 11 million that have crossed, 11 million and counting, that have crossed the border since Biden and Harris, and since Harris has been the border czar, has taken over. I'm talking about the resources of tax dollars that have gone from American citizens to support their housing, to support getting them food. I do not believe that we as Americans, specifically Black Americans that are descendants of slavery, should have our tax dollars utilized for illegal immigrants that have come to this country without going through the immigration process that we have currently in order, and get our money and get funded and get $9,000+ in Chicago for rent, and be able to get more money in food stamps and SNAP and TANF and all of these benefits, and be able to utilize our tax dollars to get free legal service. That's happening right in Indianapolis, in my own city. Absolutely not. I think it is the first step to making America not a sovereign nation is to bust open our borders like a bag of chips. I think that is completely wrong. 2, I think it's also completely wrong for us to basically, and this is what it feels like.
Okay, she was going in, y'all. And I love Miss Whitney Yates for that. She was like speaking truth to power. It is just truth. She's speaking the truth, right? We cannot bust open our borders and just let any and everybody come here. And think about it now. You know, the Africans would just dwarf us if we allowed all of them to come here, and then how they act. And they slave traders anyway, right? So how in the world are we going to support these people coming in and erasing us? And then they so disrespectful, just very disrespectful for what we've already helped them to get to the soil and help them to get situated in this country. They didn't have to bootstrap. No, they did. Don't ever let them tell you they bootstrap or they came here with $2. No, they didn't. They got programs for them. They're giving them money, and then they sitting up here operating in our identity to take what is ours as well, right? How you gonna be Hispanic, Latino, and have an ethnicity, and then also operate in race? And here we are talking about our reparations and all the harms that our people have experienced that has been passed down to us. We're still going through gentrification, redlining, right? So I wanted to put this up because you all, if you don't know about LULAC, go read about LULAC. They're still active today and they're part of the plan as well. That's why they keep attaching the black and brown, the black and brown. Ain't no black and brown coalition. There's never been a black and brown coalition. And please remember, and you can research it because I can't do it today, but many of the Hispanic and Latinos identify as white. And when they came over here, they identified as white. Okay? They have not ever said, let's team up and help the Black Americans. Nobody has ever done that. Everybody's coming here on our backs, trying to take any and everything that's ours. The 1870 Naturalization Act under the Constitution, from over I'm lost on that. Oh, yes. That it's the Naturalization Act, right? And they were not even able to come here until that act was enforced, right, under the civil rights. And that again was a play to so that we couldn't have what is meant for us, because then they added minorities to affirmative action, and affirmative action was supposed to rectify Jim Crow. They never experienced Jim Crow. And even if they did come over here and experience some Jim Crow, hey, that was their choice. You didn't do your analysis, your SWOT analysis. That's not our problem. But you are not experiencing the harms that we've experienced here on this soil. There was someone else that made a comment. A Carrington. You said Jasmine Crockett is from St. Thomas. Well, I know something. I think many of us know that she can't possibly, the way she talks and acts, can't possibly be our people. Now, even our people act a fool, but they don't act a fool like that, right? And you can tell a lot of it, she's just acting. It's performative. It's real. So yes, I'm wondering, and even these beings that claim they are us at this point in time, I am not claiming them. There's no way I'm claiming them. Here's another, I'm gonna show this, and then we're gonna do Dr. Claude Anderson. We're gonna leave on a good note because I love me some Dr. Claude Anderson, and Dr. Claude Anderson was waking it up to us, right? He was waking it up, and I want you all to continue to share what he had to say and what is happening right now in this moment, real time. What's happening right now in this moment, real time with us. Dr. Claude Anderson was so here. That she talks about how all of the Hispanics have been really racial towards us. They suddenly became brown when they could get access to set-asides intended to correct the centuries of injustice that targeted Black Americans. Because that's what we're seeing, right? They now on the soil talking about, I deserve. You don't deserve anything. What have you put into America? They have not put anything into America on the level that we put into America. Even more, now I save these because people will retweet these, and I say this is great. So we have a collaboration where we're all the things they said about us, right? They don't want to do anything with us, but now all of a sudden you want to claim that there's a coalition, and then at the same time claim there's a coalition, you claiming our race. Come on now, y'all. Ethnicity, they got an ethnicity and a race. Now, I wanted to show you all the picture of Hakeem Jeffries sitting and having at a benefit right next to what's his name? Jeffrey, what's his name? Oh, Lord have mercy. I done forgot his name, y'all, because I don't even get down like that. Jeffrey Epstein. We got to see. Let me see. I want to find that, and then we're going to scroll back down to Dr. Claude Anderson. But there's a picture. I saved it. I want you all to see him with Jeffrey Epstein. That's his buddy. They kept talking about Trump. Everything, let me stop sharing and see if it'll go a little bit faster. Everything was about Trump and the Epstein files, but now everything's been released. And we're seeing who was a part of the Epstein, going to the island, hanging out with Epstein, sending them emails. They even talking about us in the Epstein files, y'all. From what I understand, they didn't want to make sure no black people, no black Americans was over there on the Epstein doing anything with Epstein. He didn't like black Americans, from what I understand. But anyway, don't let me get to talking. Don't let me get to talking. I don't want to gossip. I'm not the one to gossip. But let's see if we can. I want you all to see that picture so you know I'm not lying, that you got your boy, Hakeem Jeffries, minority leader. Oh, okay. It's right under Dr. Claude Anderson. Perfect. So we're going to come back to Dr. Claude. We're going to play out with Dr. Claude. We're going to end with Dr. Claude, but we're going to, where's this picture with Epstein? Oh, if you all didn't see this, this is a congressman out of Texas that stated that we all, America can be dominated now by all of these other ethnicities, yet and still the Asians were the ones to make sure they went and fought affirmative action, the Fair Admissions Act, right? It was the Asians teaming up with the Jews, right? Now he wants us to go against our country and team up with them. What's wrong with these people? We the Americans. Hold on, where's my picture at? Here we come. Oh boy, let me share. And then we're gonna close out with Dr. Claude Anderson. But let me show y'all this, okay? Y'all got to see this now. While Hakeem Jeffries is always on the news and press conferences talking about Trump this, Trump that, Trump is a rapist. This man has supported a pedophile and a human trafficker, sitting at the table with him, send him emails, meeting with him, getting Chuck Schumer too. Look at that. Woo-wee! The truth. At the same time, claiming our identity and up here making sure that everybody else, all the immigrants, retrieve all of what is. And remember, I'm gonna say it again, and I'll put the link in under this particular recording. There were 158 Democrat Congress people that voted to keep illegal sexual offenders in America on this soil in our neighborhoods, in our communities. Democrats. Okay? Now, we're going to go and scroll back down to Dr. Claude and we're going to close out because I got to get out of here. And I like to give so much information that you can process as well. Not too much. Oh, we don't want to talk about Cardi B. I say that. We're going to talk about that another day. We're going to honor our great ancestor right here, you all. If you don't know about him, Daniel Chappie. Right out of Pensacola, Florida. Don't he look good? All right, in that suit. Look at all that. You think you're going to come on this soil and punk us and tell us you're going to take over? Ha! Woo! No, you're not. We military deep up in here, baby. But anyway, okay, I'm talking, y'all. Y'all know I'm getting hyped. I got to get up out of here. But I'm going to get hyped because I come from a military family. My family military deep, right? On both sides. So I'm going all out for the military. They are Army, they're Navy. I got some right now in the Coast Guard, National Guard. But anyway, let's play this with Dr. I really appreciate you all coming out. I will attempt to do something again next week. It may not come on Friday or Saturday because I am going to be traveling, but I got a surprise for you. But let's listen to Dr. Claude and we'll close out.
About Native Blacks. And so that clearly sounds as if you are delineating Native Blacks versus someone that comes here from Bermuda or Jamaica or wherever they may they may come from that is Black.
That's right.
And the purpose of that is what? Because you on the surface, it would be like, hey, everybody here that's black gets treated a certain way. Why are you making that delineation?
That is an excellent point. You know why? Because you see, those people coming in from Jamaica or coming in from Africa, they have not been treated like black folk in this country. That's the first thing. And secondly, historically, they haven't had those historical experiences. They come in here voluntarily. When they come in here, they bring some cultural aspects from Africa. But the black people in this country have been exceptional people. Nobody's been mistreated, maltreated like them. Only people that came here forcefully. One. Two, they're the only people that denied their humanity. Three, they were the only people denied a right to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Four, they were the only people denied the right to participate in government. Five, they were the only people denied the right to vote. Six, they were only people denied the right to have an education. Seven, they were the only people denied the right to have a business. Eight, they were the only people that participated in every war that this country has had since its founding, but whose mother country has never been against this country. All those immigrants come from countries where they fought America, and they came in. And the seven, that they are the oldest and most patriotic people in the country. Not the Confederates in the South. They're not the most patriotic people waving the Confederate flag. The most patriotic people in this country are black people, native blacks, because you see 99% of all those blacks have been direct descendants of slaves. They've been here before 99% of all the other people ever arrived in this country. They are special people. And because they are special people, they need to be recognized, appreciated, and reparated for what they've done in this country and building this country. They're the ones that built the bridges, the roads, cut the timber, the trees, and cleared the land, raised the tobacco, cotton, indigo. They're the people that fought to raise in every war to protect this country. The people coming from Africa or coming from Jamaica didn't. They came here voluntarily. And the most important point on this is if you lump them with black folk, then you give the dominant white society a justification to say we don't owe black folk anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see, the blackness black people's blackness is more than just color. It is their heritage, it's their history, it's their code of conduct, and more importantly, it is their badge of honor, and it's what it symbolizes the indebtedness that this country has to them. This country does not have an indebtedness to people coming from Africa. They only have an indebtedness to people coming in from the Bahamas. If you lump black folk in there, you deprive black folk of the benefit, the debt that's owed them. Don't do that.
You are.
All right. Dr. Claude, he broke it down. Did he not? Okay, you all, I really appreciate you all joining me. I'll be back next week. It'll probably be Friday, maybe Saturday, because I will be traveling. But I hope to have some great information for you when I return. And with that, I'm signing off, and I'll say love, peace, happiness, and reparations.